Hey guys, so it happens that today I randomly spoke to my three ex-colleagues that I worked with at my previous company where I was working. I was a success manager there. I was responsible for working with big ticket clients, and actually I loved what I was doing in that period of my life. And so it happened that I discussed it with several people today who turned to me asking the same question, hey, we need your help, and also how did you get to do what you're doing at this point? And I really wanted to reflect on that. If it might help someone to change their life, why not? Okay, so if you don't know my story, I used to work in a high-tech or IT industry, whatever you call it, before. I started doing this at the age of 17 before I went to military, and I went through many different iterations of working in that industry. I went from web designer to network security, and eventually I got hired by an amazing company that was a startup out of Israel. My good friend offered me a position and brought me to New York to work as a support. And in the end, I turned into support manager. Then at some point, I became a customer success manager and then led customer success department of my company until things have changed, etc., etc. So eventually I left the company, but during my journey, I think in 2016, actually I remember April 1st, 2016, I decided that I'm changing my life. And the backstory to that was that I was very obese. I was having leg pains. I was not sleeping well. I had tons of stress, and we moved between different states a couple of times. And at some point, I realized that I haven't been to a doctor for a long time. My wife was pressing for me to go and see a doctor because God knows how long I haven't been to one. And eventually it took me months because I didn't think I'm sick or anything like this. I just I'm an average person and everyone around me is the same. I went to see a doctor. Now, the backstory to this, I had high cholesterol for years, at least since I started checking it. And I never been to actually doctor doing blood work before I moved to the United States. So I lived in Manhattan. I went to a doctor several times. They did blood work. I was told you have high cholesterol, try to eat less bread, try to have fish oil, try to take flaxseed. Never helped, and I just stopped doing those things. I didn't go to a doctor for a long time. We moved to New Jersey, and my wife said, hey, you really have to go to a doctor because I haven't been for 3 years. Who knows what's in there? So here I am. I'm going to a doctor. And instead of saying a typical American thing of, oh, you have slightly high cholesterol, do this and this doctor tells me, hey, you have high blood pressure, you have high blood sugar, pre-diabetic, you have fatty liver, you have extremely high cholesterol. If you go on like this for 5 more years, you might have heart attack, you might have something else, and you kids will not have a father anymore. As an opposite to everything else I heard in my life before, that was really scary. That really gave me a kick in the butt. And on the way from the doctor, I was already calling different nutritionists, asking for advice. And 3 people I did call, including one that the doctor's office recommended, were immediately proceeding to asking the age, the weight, and my home address to send me a sample of their supplement. Basically, it was all tied to the place where, hey, we will give you some powder, you will eat this, you will buy that powder from us, and you will lose weight. I started doing research, searching for someone who is really good in that area. As we do typically, there's Facebook, there's local communities groups. I went there, I found someone who was recommended very warmly by many people. And when I called that person, it was 4 months wait. So I did pay, I did sign up, I filled a very long questionnaire, and I forgot about it because it was 4 months away. In the meantime, I decided that because doctor told me all of those things, I will do my own research and I will start doing things. I got a bunch of supplements that doctor prescribed. I went to the gym and I took a personal trainer, started me doing workouts at least 3 times a week, one of them with a personal trainer. And I decided that because all my problems potentially coming from sugar, I will cut as much sugar as I can, which meant all the bread, all the pasta. Over time, that started bearing results. I started losing weight. I started feeling better. I got very interested in what I was doing. Because that worked, I started reading a lot and I started playing with things a lot, and things have started to change. Within a couple of months, I dropped a lot of weight. I was traveling a lot at the time. I was wearing suits, so I had to buy a new suit, alter it a couple of times, then again, and all of that within first 3 months. After 3 months, the doctor I was working with looked at my blood work and said, I don't understand what you're doing because everything is fine. No fatty liver, your cholesterol is very low, your sugar is great. Tell me what you are doing. I couldn't explain because it was all guesswork. I didn't have anything structured. But that did prompt me to start being very interested in that. And I started learning, I started reading, I started being very invested in my own health. Because of that, I went and did nutrition courses and personal training courses just to be sure that I'm doing the right thing for myself. When I got to the nutritionist that I wanted, my weight was going down very rapidly. However, she did find a lot of issues in my blood work. She was a functional doctor versus typical provider who looks at ranges and doesn't do a lot. The functional doctor found a lot of issues. She taught me what I can do, what supplements I can take, what things I can change in my diet, and that got me even more interested in improving my situation. I got so interested in that I decided that I might try and help other people because that is a blessing for me, and maybe my friends or people I know can benefit from that. So I started helping anyone who was asking. And one day, a doctor that I was working with said, you're doing an amazing thing. Why don't you try to help my patients? That started what I'm doing now. I got my first paid clients. It wasn't much money, but it was very rewarding because I was helping people to get to their goals and they felt better. And comparing to rewards that you have when you work in corporate, in sales and marketing, you work with people, you work with money there, you rarely getting thank you. Yes, you get your salary. Yes, you get paid, but that is not a thank you you want to get. And actually thank you, you will get very rarely, and that is a sad thing. It is thought that if you are getting your money, if you're getting your plaques in the end of the year that says, hey, you're good, that is enough. But you're not getting actual gratitude because you're basically putting money in the company's pocket, and this is expected from you. It's taken as something that goes by default. This is why you hired. When you're working with people and you're helping them to change their lives, people come to you and they express actual gratitude because now suddenly their life is better. And no amount of money can be translated into, because being healthy, feeling good, losing that weight, it's priceless. And when someone comes and say, you changed my life is different now. I can live, I don't need to suffer. It's such an amazing reward that nothing can compare to that. I started helping other people because that was so rewarding. I did start slacking at work and I had to refocus. I put everything I was doing on pause and got back to the work I was doing because I did love that. However, at some point there was a change of boss, a new person came and that person didn't like the approach at work. So I naturally shifted back to doing what I love and I started doing more and more of that. And then I realized suddenly that I can easily, without any effort, by helping several people a month, without investing a lot of time, to actually get at least the salary I was getting at work. But at work, I had to be there present for 9 hours a day, invest a lot of time, be very stressed. I didn't depend on just what I do because still it's an opinion of your boss, it's an opinion of their boss, it's an opinion of someone else. It depends on how client feels, it depends on many different things. While when you're doing the thing you love, it's just you. When I'm doing my own thing, it means if I did bad, I'll be experiencing the problem. If I did good, I will get the reward for that. And I will get the rewards as much as I invest. So when you're working for someone, many times it doesn't matter how much you invest, they don't care. And in the end, it's company's bottom line. And many times you will get anything because you're supposed to do that, you expected to do that, and you are just doing the thing that you, even if you loved, you stop loving. When you're doing the thing you love, you will invest in this, you will be good at this, and it will reward itself. Now, when I realized that what I'm doing actually can feed me at least to the level of what I'm doing at work with way less stress, with way less time investment, with way more learning, getting great feedback from people who I'm helping, and I can progress effortlessly, because if you learn what you like, you can get better and better without thinking that you're actually working hard. I started shifting away from my job, and eventually I left my company completely, switching to do what I do now full time. And what I do full time is coaching for wellness, coaching for mindset, and coaching for all the things related to health. I help people to eat correctly for their goals. I help people to improve their metabolic markers, just like I did once for myself, but now I'm doing it on an educated level. I do have an education for that. I do have a lot of experience for that. I work with several medical offices. I help several doctors to help their clients, and that drives me to amazing places. I'm able now to do what I love, and I'm able to only work with people who I want to work with, who will be dedicated to what they do, and I'm able to earn way more money with less time, investment, and stress, because now I'm actually doing what I love. And when you do what you love, you can do it very efficiently, you can do it effortlessly, you can learn along the way, and you can build an amazing community of people who you help. And out of my clients, I've seen several people who went and did the same thing. They left their job, they went on to do things they love. I have two great communities, one in the United States, one in Israel, several thousand people that I coach, sometimes in the group setting, sometimes in a private setting. Most of the time when I work with people, we're not just realizing how this is what you need to eat and how much, but we're working on habits. We're working on improving how they think. We're working on understanding processes that go in our head that cause us to do things that we do. We're changing what the person think about themselves. We're changing how they approach their life. And it might be on many levels. So typically someone who comes to me come to lose weight, and then it's changing into things that are completely different, such as how do I gain more energy? How do I stop binge eating? How do I sleep better? How do I improve my body composition? How do I gain muscle? How do I work more productively? How do I change what I'm doing? And I'm also coaching other people to do what I do, how to live their day-to-day job and switch to do things that they love while getting actual money from it, being rewarded, which can sustain them and let them continue their life of helping others, because this is the best thing ever that can happen, while keeping food on the table, enjoying their lives without reporting to a boss or superior or someone else. When you're doing it for yourself, in terms of finance, you are very motivated, and you can only do worse if you didn't do enough. And like in corporate setting or any other setting where you work for someone, your performance doesn't directly impact the feedback. You might do nothing at work and get the salary, or you might invest all of you and get nothing out of it and still get only the salary and maybe never a thank you, because this is how things are. When you do things you love, you're getting amazing feedback and you're being rewarded, which keeps you going. This is why I'm here. On a daily basis, I'm getting thank you from a lot of people who tell me, you changed my life. You made me live again. You allowed me to work with tons of energy. You recovered me from this and this disease. And to me, this means a lot. This is the best feedback in the world and keeps me going. So I wanted to say Thank you to all my clients who work with me. Thank you so much to all the people who are there and changing their lives with my help. Without you being there, I wouldn't be able to do that. I also wanted to say that if you ever think that you are interested in trying coaching, trying changing your health, if you are interested to experience what my clients experience, if you want to change your metabolic markers, if you want to lose weight, if you want to get more energy, if you want to change your mindset and go from being an employee or in employee mindset to business owner mindset, you can come to me and I'm happy to offer you one-time free complimentary session experience of my coaching. And I'm sure you will enjoy it and you will get a lot of benefit from that. That said, I took a lot of your time. I hope that triggered someone's thoughts. I hope that maybe listening to me, and not that I'm a great speaker, but if you listen to me and you get one thing out of it, or one idea or one thought, do write me a message. You can leave a comment or you can just text me or message me. You can find me easily because you are watching this, and I would love to hear from you. Have a wonderful day. Thank you so much for your time. Bye-bye.